Amy, how does like a real estate agent, like how do you market just in general? Like, let's say I'm
How do
completely
you
new.
market in general,
Hmm.
including?
Yeah.
So I think everybody is different. I think that my business, I primarily focus on my sphere of influence and my top 50. So people in my life that already know, like, and trust me. I market to them exclusively through mail, through social media, through personal events, through I really kind of butter them up throughout the year. I have different things that I mail and gift and do with them. And then social media, right? A lot of people use social media to market. Um, I think some of those more old school ways like billboard and radio, I'm not sure that those get as much traction, but we do them for fun every now and again. But for me, it really is just the people in my life already that I market to.
So, okay. So from what I gather, your Facebook is relatively like personable, correct?
It is. I try to obviously keep my Facebook professional in the sense that I'm not posting like political content, or it's not that I'm a huge like go out and party girl, but like none of that stuff is on there, but it is very personable. I feel like if you go on my Facebook or my Instagram, you are getting a good grip of who I am in addition to what I do professionally.
Okay. So, that seems to be the case with it's you're a partner on the brokerage, correct? For
I
Legacy
am.
Group?
Mhm.
Okay. So
Yep.
that seems to be kind of like the Legacy Group brand. Is it the same for everyone in there that they try to keep that very personable brand?
I think so. We have a couple of agents that work under us, and for sure, like I think the one realtor, she's all about kind of getting to know her, and then the bonus is that she does real estate, right? So I do think that is part of our brand. I don't know that as many um, offices focus on that as much as we
Okay.
do.
Because I know it's a small group. There's, I want to say, three partners and then five total because Trenton left.
Yeah, so actually, there's only two partners.
Oh,
We
okay.
did have three originally, and then for her being doing the behind the scenes business stuff just wasn't what she enjoyed. So it's just myself and Liz that are partners, and then we've got one, two, three agents up until a couple days ago. Now we just added three more, so we're going to be up to six underneath us. I
Nice
know it's
job. Nice
exciting.
job.
Yeah, yeah.
I know, because Trenton, was he a full agent under you? Or no?
He was. So,
Okay.
yep. So Trenton, he kind of came along in the transition. He was like collateral damage, right? Like he was a good sport and came along when we were kind of getting our feet planted.
Mhm.
Um, but he does do college full time. He's got, I think, only half a year of college left. And his passion really is more in the financial and kind of the accounting background of real estate. And so he took an internship this summer as a financial planner. And so I actually just met with him last week and he's really enjoying that. So I think after that internship is over, he'll probably stay more in that field. And in the state of Wisconsin, you can't hold both licenses, so you have to pick one.
Wait, really? I
Apparently,
had
it's a
no
huge
idea.
conflict. I
That's
didn't
so
either. None of
dumb.
us did because it is dumb. Apparently, it's a huge conflict of interest, which I guess I can sort of see if you're like coaching people unethically to invest in real estate, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, he can't carry both licenses, which is unfortunate. He can still carry his license to like refer his clients out to different realtors, but he can't practice real estate.
That's annoying. Because like I feel
It
like
is super annoying.
if you have both licenses, for you it's really good because you can do
Mm-hmm.
both for yourself. But then you like
Yep.
if you just say no competition, like I can't serve this person in both, I can only serve them
Yep.
in one. You solve the
Yep.
problem, so you don't have to
Yep.
relinquish your life. That's a headache. That's a royal
It is.
headache.
It is. And he was fantastic. Like I loved his energy. I think just with him being younger and fresh and so yeah, but I think that the financial planning is going to be really good for him too. So,
I saw him on LinkedIn. I shot him a connection request because I knew he was working with
good
you
for
guys
you.
and he went to UWSP. So we're meeting for coffee next
Yeah,
week. So
good for you. And that's good because he needs practice trying to get people to work with him. So, that's a two birds with one stone kind of thing. That's awesome.
yeah, I can't wait. He seems like a really interesting guy.
Yeah, I like him a ton. Mhm.
So I wanted to like kind of hammer in the real estate marketing thing just
Yep.
because real estate in general is so much about getting your name out and then building relationships. And with you
Yeah,
guys
for sure.
building a very personable brand, and authenticity is kind of like, I'm saying authenticity is the new meta is kind of what I coined it as. But it's
Yeah, I
definitely
like that.
coming back just because people care. And that seems to
Yeah.
be what's working really well for you guys.
Yeah.
Like, what would you say is your biggest ROI like thing on that list that you do for
Um,
marketing?
so I think that I don't want to say that I'm unique, but I think having the 20 years, well, 23 years in the salon, um, I think I come at it from a different lens than maybe somebody who's really green. Because I mean, I had this whole book of business. I had 200 clients that trusted me and I saw every 4 to 6 weeks for 20 years, right? And so the biggest change I think for me that was kind of a big revelation is when you're somebody's hairdresser, they trust you more than their mom. They trust you more than their best friend. Like you know things about them that everybody else doesn't know. And with real estate, it's really hard to get people to trust you. I think realtors are actually less trusted than like used car salesmen. So I think that that really helped me because my first year I was able to get together. Gosh, I don't know. I think I had 13 deals my first year, and I only did real estate for 6 months that year. And they were all people that I had from the salon. So I didn't have to
Mm.
try to put that foundation of rapport and relationships. I already had them. Um, And I think with Liz, my business partner, for her, it's kind of the same. I mean, I think when she was a new agent, she also utilized services like Zillow and different kind of generic lead gen systems. But I do think for her, just building the relationships with people is the most important. I think for me too, like because I had the salon and I was so used to really building friendships with people, like when I work with somebody with real estate, I don't want to let them go. I want to keep them close and I want to communicate with them still. And some people don't want that, but I think the majority of my business does.
Yeah, I definitely think it's like when I first met you at Mission Coffee, I thought it was so funny that you weren't blatantly trying to sell real estate.
No,
You were just kind of like, I mean, if you need a house, you need a house. Like, come talk to me, I'll help you out. Whereas every other real estate agent is like, I need houses to sell, and you
yeah.
just like you
Yeah, and I'm just
exist.
not salesy. I have a hard time with that. It feels very inauthentic to me. I actually worked with a coach last year, and I said, I just have such a hard time. It's so salesy. And he's like, well, I mean, you're satisfying a need, right? These people have a need. They're going to buy real estate. Like, you need to look at it not as a sales tactic. And I'm like, I just can't do it. I'm just not salesy. I hope they pick me. But there's also enough business to go around. And I don't know. I think that makes people a little more comfortable with me, maybe. I hope. So I don't know.
It also means that you get reoccurring clients, right?
Yeah.
Because like people, if you get bad taste in the water with a real estate agent, but they were authentic, they were like, hey, I tried to help. Like I'm gonna improve, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do better next time. They still might come to you.
Yeah.
So even if you
Yeah.
mess it up, you have a better chance of getting more customers or
Yeah,
clients.
and I think one of the things that I do that's really uncomfortable, um, but I think part of this comes with age and just working with people my whole life is like you don't get every deal, right? Like you do have clients that you've shown 20 houses to, and at the end of the day, they pick a different realtor to work with as a buyer's agent. Or you go to interview to get a listing and they don't pick you, they pick a different realtor. Um, I just follow up with those people and I'll say, hey, like, thank you for the opportunity to meet with you. You know, good luck with your listing. Just if you could give me some feedback as to why you didn't pick me. Um, and it's uncomfortable and you put yourself out there and it doesn't feel good, but it's a really good way to learn what you could do different. So I do that with almost everybody that I don't win.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I actually have another kind of interesting question on this.
Yeah.
Like, how do how would you make money on that? Because we're gonna cycle this back, but
Yep.
for real estate agents, it's really important that you need to sell something to make money. How do you make it
Correct.
work with not necessarily trying to sell and you still need to make money? Because there's that kind of like that tension there.
For sure. Um, how do I do that without actually having it make money? I try to remember that real estate, even if you're coming at it from a really personal approach, is still a business of numbers. So the more people that I have connections with, um, the more just conversations, the more touch points I have, eventually those things transition to business. Um, and hopefully I get to do those touches and those connections from a place that feels good and authentic to me, right? So does reaching out to the clients that I didn't have that final connection with actually turn to a return on investment? I don't know that it does, except that it allows me to look at things that I can do better the next time. But yeah, that is, I struggle with that a ton, Andrew. Like I chatted with a really good connection this past winter about that because, at the end of the day, if I don't close a sale, I don't make money. But I do have this like huge moral, ethical kind of conflict about like, how do I do that and not feel like a car salesman? So
I'm actually going to make an interesting point because this is something that I struggle with too. What I found works the best is connect with people, follow up, but if you don't think you're going to get business out of it, follow up less. So like,
yes,
don't completely cut them off, right? Because you can still talk to them, right? You can still be friendly, but then you don't have to have that like that business kind of networking thing. And then don't try to set up a meeting. So I always set up a first meeting. I'm like, hey, let's get together. Let's connect for a half hour over coffee. So now you get to know the person. If you think that down the line, they'd be a good like referral partner, someone who you think you can sell, like every quarter, try to like meet with them, connect, whatever. But then you run into the issue of, well, if they don't, you're wasting your times in terms of business. And you think of that as more of a leisure thing.
Sure.
So it's really, really hard. And I struggle with that too. Like, where do I draw the line of like,
where you're putting the effort out for no return. I think too, one of the things that I like to, and this goes off of your point, is actually like your amount of conversion probably is more successful than mine. Like most people in their life only buy or sell like 3 houses, right? So for me, I need to have this big database, this big book of people who are fans of me, so that when people in their life do buy or sell, they think of me. If you look through my contact list, I've only actually had sales with 10% of the people in my database, but it's the other 300 people that are out there kind of doing the groundwork for me, so that when people are looking, my name is the first one that comes up.
Hey, shortcut from the podcast. Just want to let you know, if you're having struggles converting at all on your website with email marketing, with trying to get your website to rank, I'm a digital marketer. I can help you with those. That's part of the reason we do this podcast, just to get you more education and to get you some help. So if you're at all interested in that, link will be in the description to get a one-on-one consultation with me. So I will personally sit down with you for 30 minutes to see how we can help you out and see what we can do, get you more leads, get you more money. So with that, back to the podcast, and don't forget to schedule your one-on-one.